Welcome back for the second race at Oulton Park. This is the feature race, which is a bit of a longer race. So, we qualified in 9th place. We didn't have a great qualifying session in the second race, the second qualifying. So we shall have to see what we can do from 9th place. So, in much brighter conditions than race 1. With no clouds, it's absolutely clear.
Now. All that matters is the start. Good luck. Green, green, green.
A lot of wheel spin on the start there. So he struggled to get any momentum. Oh, as we run into the back of the guy ahead, we couldn't really do much there because there were cars all over the place. Although he dived down his inside. Oh, and that car gets massive air as he takes the curb. Huge air. These Manor cars are just flying all over the place. We are on the inside, and that's a car off. Cars are all over the place, and we take the position with a dab of oversteer. And we are into 8th place, so we've actually only gained a position after all that action. We've only gained 1 place. Which could be attributed to the car that went off. So, I mean, we had a very poor start, to be honest. But we regained our positions. But having to defend the inside there from that Manor car. Well, Manor-esque car. But now we need to run, catch 8th place, and try and gain positions from there. And since the feature race has the same point system as the sprint race, I don't really have to risk it as much because we have a longer race, so we have more time to take things, more time to pass people. But that also means more time for the AI to ram me off the track, just like at Snetterton. So we shall see what we can do as we head on to the second lap. And I thought we got a hit there, but it was actually the car bottoming out over a bump. I thought we were actually rammed, which is obviously never a good thing. So we have a little gap to the guy behind and a big gap to the guy in front, so we can try and close in the clear air that we have. Oh, we took a bit too much curb there. Visibility is definitely different because of the clear sun, but the sun is also setting somewhat. And as we saw at Snetterton, we do not want to be taking those huge curbs, otherwise we're going to die in a bad crash.
Got some pressure from the guy behind. You'll need to brake as late as you can. You may need to cover the inside line.
We really want to lose that pressure from behind, so we want to catch the guys ahead. Although, at the moment, they're not going for overtakes behind me, so I'm not really losing time defending, which is the main thing. That's quite important. If I were losing time, then yes, I would be concerned, but fortunately we are not. However, the pack ahead has dispersed. It's split up. Everyone's by themselves now, which is a bit of a shame because we would have liked to pass more and more people. As they string out, it's going to be more and more difficult because it also means they are no longer fighting. And I might need to work with the difficulty settings a bit. I think I might need to turn it slightly down because I think that the AI are just a bit impossible to deal with in some sections of the track. They just seem to be a bit too unreal with some of their braking and acceleration. I was hoping that the AI would not be akin to R-Factor's slider, where the cars start basically cheating and going faster than they actually can possibly go, but it seems to be potentially the case now of this game, which is a shame, but we'll have to deal with it. So heading on to lap
Your
4.
lap time's a little bit erratic. Try and line up some strong, consistent laps. Keep focused and get back on it.
We need to get into the rhythm. The race engineer is right for once. And once we fall into the rhythm, that is when we'll be doing our best laps. And that's when we should be catching. But there, once again, the guy behind us closed on us and we've lost time in the hairpin. And it didn't seem like we did anything wrong there. This is what I'm talking about, how the cars just seem to be going faster than is actually possible. And there's not much worse when you're competing against people who are effectively cheating. Could have had a better line through there. Let's have a second bite of a turn in. But doesn't this game look fantastic? It is such a great looking game. And the tracks are so well made. I hope this is a good sign of things to come from other games developers, and hopefully we can get more games that look as good as this. We seem to be bogging down in the second gear when we shift up to third, even though we are hitting the rev limiter. We don't seem to be getting as much power, which I don't really understand. We're not catching the guy ahead, in fact we're losing. But the gap to the guy, well, the guy behind has closed, definitely. So it's more, again, a race of defending this position. Which does suggest I do need to turn the AI down a little bit. I'll probably knock it down, I don't know, to like 98 or something. Like a minuscule difference, but it probably makes all the difference. You have to use a bit of opposite lock there to keep the car in shape.
Let's pick the pace up a little bit now, mate. You're putting in some consistent times, but we need to push now.
So I saw out the consistency, and now he wants me to push more and become more erratic. Oh, and the car really bottoming out over those curbs there. Not good. Not something you want to be doing much.
Driver ahead has extended the gap to 5 seconds. Don't let it run away. Keep
I
at
just
it.
seem to be bogging down there. Maybe I'm just slow on the accelerator pedal or what? As we slide through the chicane, we were all over the place there. I mean, he's pulled another second of us, the guy ahead has. It's not something we can deal with right now. I'm thinking about, I wonder when our first rain race will be. Not done a massive amount of driving in the rain, other than Formula A at Monaco. That was good fun.
One on your tail. Start defending your position. Cover the inside line in the braking areas.
And driving in the wet is alright in this game. It doesn't seem to be that difficult. It's not as hard as you would think it would be. As we are now having to defend 8th place from the guy behind. Although he is one of our title rivals. So he obviously did not have a good qualifying. So it's good news that he's actually behind us. We seem to be good in the first sector, ignoring the island loop. And that seems to be where we are fast. But but something here in the loop just seems to bog us down in third once again, just every time we go through there. Again, the guy ahead just keeps pulling away. Nothing we can do about it now. It's all about holding 8th place from the guy behind. As the circuit seems to be becoming a bit more foggy. Definitely seems to be foggy in this end part of the lap right now. And he did have a look up our inside there.
You're super consistent. Now just try and string together a few faster laps to catch the cars in front.
So yeah, I've got the consistency nailed, but not the lap times, which is... This is what I mean, there's nothing you can do when you're in this sort of situation. I don't think there is much more time to be found in the current situation with my capabilities. It's not like there's just a button where I just go faster.
Driver ahead pulled out a gap of 7 seconds. Keep working.
Yeah, he just keeps pulling away, like a second a lap every lap. It's ridiculous. It's insane how well we were holding with the front at the start of the race, race 1. And now we're really struggling, and the track is definitely getting darker. After that spin, which is a shame, we only lost 2 places, so we are now in 10th. It was a bit of a silly spin, we just went into the corner way too fast and lost the rear end. And now we're having to defend from the 11th, 12th and 13th. And the circuit is getting darker and darker, more and more foggy. This is more like the England that I know. Although it is making seeing in the mirror very difficult, I can tell you. I'm struggling to see what is going on behind. We just need to hold on for 3 more laps now, and we can take a singular point. And it'll be interesting to look at the fastest laps between the first and second race. See if I am actually slower this race, or if the AI have just decided to speed up. It's very bizarre, because I don't feel like I'm going slower. I feel like I'm going exactly the same. And the guy behind us is right behind us. Looking up our outside, which is never going to work in a chicane, and he clatters over the curbs and, well, has a bit of a small accident with the guy behind as we go onto the grass looking behind us, but no worries, they are right on our tail. Unless we have some car issue that we don't know about. I mean, I don't think we do. That seems highly unlikely, because I would have presumably told, but we are just slow. But they are just heckling us everywhere. Now we have to hold on for 2 laps.
Gap to the car ahead now, 5 seconds. Stay with him, nice and smooth and consistent. Keep at it.
Back to consistency, he wants. The track is really changing now. It's difficult to see coming down the hill there after turn 1. And into turn 2, and the fog is a nice effect, you know. Like I say, this is more like England to me. And we didn't bog down that time, but he had a run on us, which is just extraordinary. And we clatter that curb, we hold it straight and true, and we survive the corner. I think I might be driving slower at the moment because I'm rather cautious of the guys behind. Because I cannot see them in the mirrors. So I don't know where they are. And I'm very worried that I might have them up my inside and we have a big collision and crash and ruin the race. Which is definitely something we do not want to happen, especially this late on. After fighting for so long, we're going to only take away a singular point, but every point is worth it. And again, I get worried there that I was smacked into, but it was actually us bottoming out over the over the bumps. They are all over us. And I'd love to know why.
Okay, we've got a little bit of pressure from the guy behind, so maybe time to start covering the inside line.
You think? Only just now we should start covering the inside line. I mean, I'm going to do it for the whole race, Mr. Race Engineer.
Car ahead increasing that gap slightly to 7 seconds. Don't let him get away with it. Push, push.
I think he's got away with it. Because we're about to start the last lap after the next corner. We are onto the Astro, but so are they. And we are really struggling with something. I'm not so sure what it is.
Just need a bit more now. Come on, dig deep.
Oh, we take too much curb at turn 1, but we survive. We live in because of that lovely AstroTurf. We only have a few more corners to go now to keep 10th place in that singular point. But they are all over us. I think that's the other thing, I'm just spending a lot of time looking in the mirrors now, rather than where I'm going. Because I'm very cautious of where they might be. Is he going for the outside? Well, he went to the outside, but thankfully he pulled out of it without a real attempt. Otherwise, that could have been it for us. It's 10th place or bust at the moment. So we got one more corner to go to get that 1 point. He does look to the inside, but it's futile. As we go around the final corner, up the hill. And there we are, cross line for a singular point. It's all worth it. And there we have it. So, we got a singular point out of that. I mean, what else can you do? So in that second... So we did not get the fast lap in the first race. I mean, looking at the pole time in the first race that was mine, we were slow. But Joe Hart has taken 2 wins. He is really getting away in the championship here. And we have fallen down to 5th place. Although we are actually joint 3rd, because Clark did not get any points that race, rather interestingly. So in fact, we didn't really lose anything. Although that's interesting. It says they're joint 3rd, but I'm 5th, even though we've all got the same amount of points. Unless they've had the same, like, 2nd places or something. Yes, they've probably had 2 second place. They've each had a 2nd place or something, and I've only had 1 3rd. So that would explain it, I would assume. So that's why we are actually in 5th place. And there we go. So quickly the inbox. I mean, doesn't really mean too much. I'm looking at the results. I mean, you get the results for every race going on at the moment, even though you're only in one, which is interesting. I mean, it's unnecessary, but it's interesting. And yeah, so if we go to the calendar, we shall look where we are next week. And we are at Donington Park, my other local circuit, although I have many of them. So, next time we'll be at Donington. Hopefully we'll sort things out. I'll probably turn down the difficulty a little bit because I don't understand that second race, but we shall work something out. So, I shall see you next time.